If you want to turn boring patterns like this one, that's pretty boring, isn't it? Into some cooler sequences, in a matter of literal seconds, then you just clicked on the right video. I'm going to show you a technique that I recently discovered. I like to call it sequencing without a sequencer. And I think it's a real goldmine for inspiration. You can come up with so many new ideas this way. But first, I need to tell you a thing or two about parallel processing, since that's what this technique is going to rely on. So in Ableton, you have this device view. This is where the effects go. And the order of applying effects goes from left to right. So I want you to imagine that the audio signal is an arrow going from left to right, and it will go through any effects that are placed here. And at the end, it will end up being sent to the master, which is what you end up hearing. But if you group an effect into an effect rack, the arrow will go through the effect chain instead. And well, that's no different from doing it the usual way until you add a second effect chain. What happens then is the arrow splits into two parts or more if you have many effect chains. So now you're processing the audio signal separately in two different ways at the same time. That's pretty cool, right? But you might ask, what effects should you actually put on these effect chains? That's a good question, and I'll get back to it in a second, but let me backtrack a little bit, because we haven't chosen a sound yet. What sound should I choose? You know, this is tempting, but I just can't resist it. I have to go for the fart. So we have this single MIDI note of the fart right here. And I want to add a shifter effect on it. And you can use any of these modes in here, but I like using the ring mode. And now I basically just want to adjust the frequency. I think in this case I'm gonna keep it at 1 kilohertz. Wow, that kind of sounds like the alarm sound from Amogus. So that's cool, but now I want to group this shifter into an effect rack using Ctrl-G. And here's where we can start to get creative. I'm going to duplicate this effect chain here, and now we have a second shifter. And on the second shifter, I want to change up the frequency to something else, and also add a delay to make the rhythms more interesting. Just turning up the dry wet to 100%, so we only have the delayed signal. Also turning down the feedback a little. Cool. Now let me repeat this process once more. I can duplicate the second effect chain so that we have both the shifter and the delay on it. And now I just want to change the delay time of the delay and adjust the course of the shifter as well to something else. And see, there you have it. We basically just made a sequence without using a regular sequencer. And the best part is that we use the fart to do it. Let me remind you how it sounds like without the effect rack. And here it is back on. Let me just adjust the start time of this fart, so maybe it can sound a little bit less like a fart. Now you could add some reverb, slap a sidechain on there, and you could end it there. I mean, that's probably what a loser would do. Watch what happens if we duplicate this whole entire effect rack. Now we have all of this crazy stuff happening twice to itself, so it's much more unpredictable. And there's instantly a question and answer being generated automatically because of the delays. Again, this is all coming from a single MIDI note. Huh. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? We can make this pattern more interesting by adding more MIDI notes. You can duplicate it and add some different variations to it. And there you go, we just create a whole ass new sequence. Like that. I hope you're starting to see just how powerful this technique is for coming up with new ideas. But this effect rack takes so long to set up. Well, fuck you! Because if you press this little button here on your effect rack, you can save it as a preset that you can open instantly later. Oh. Alright, fuck you! Because I've made the preset for you already. It has all these fucking knobs and shit. You have these for the modes of the different shifters, these ones for pitching them around, and if you click here, it even has its own presets.
Preset Inception.
And my effect track even comes with this shuffle knob right here that mangles everything around for a more unpredictable result. Click right here to download the preset for free, and once you've done that, you can watch this video where I show you another insane technique that lets you turn farts into ambient atmospheres. See ya.